weather outside is frightful. Oh, I love this. It's snowing. It feels like home, and school is closed tomorrow. I get a 5-day weekend. Oh, bless me. It's just going to make it harder to go back. Anyway, so this one's, I'm going to try to keep this one short and sweet because, there's bad weather all around, and, plus I don't have much to say about it. Liam Neeson is making a pretty steady living on these, dad kicking ass films. I'm sitting here and even watching it, I'm trying to think of what to say. What do you say about a movie like this? Because it's so very by the numbers, and they must know it's by the numbers because they release it in January, so this is what I call a TBS movie. This is a movie that is going to make all of its money back, not so much from the crowd, but from when they sell the film rights to TBS or TNT or something, and it becomes a staple on their network, just rerunning it 150 times. That's where it's gonna make its money back. It's so very, they want to always hype these things like they're these big, big suspenseful thrillers. This one had kind of an air of Hitchcock about it. There's someone on a train, an everyday person, only he's not an everyday person in these. It's never an everyday person. Of course, he's an ex-cop because, if it was an everyday person, that'd be interesting. It's just it's not a bad movie. It was good for what it was, for what I was doing. It was good from that aspect. It was a night out. It was, a social thing. But I'm sitting here trying to even think of anything to talk about because there's really nothing. If you've seen it, it's taken light. I mean, that's really all it is. There's not much more to get into. So Liam Neeson is this ex-cop who's been an insurance salesman for 10 years, and he gets fired, and he gets on the train, and this mysterious woman sits down and offers him all this money if he finds the one person on the train who doesn't belong. And that's all he has to do is find it. And it's this whole web of intrigue that turns out the person witnessed a murder, and that murder was caused because there's corruption in the cops and all this. It's the only interesting kind of mystery is who is the person he's looking for. Who is, of course it's the thing where nobody's who they seem to be, and everybody, the person you think it isn't, and it's always the most likely suspect. There's some minor interesting stuff going on there, but it's pretty short-lived. It's pretty by the numbers. The overall arcing mystery is pretty dull as well. If you can't guess who is behind all this, from the moment he gets on the train and the whole thing starts, then you haven't watched enough of these movies. It's pretty easy to go, oh, it's that guy, or girl. I don't want to spoil it just in case someone wants to go see it. But then again, who really wants to go see this movie? The problem I have with these films that are trying to be Hitchcock is that it's really hard to be Hitchcock with such terrible special effects. I'm sorry I harp on this a lot. And I know that, it seems like when the train derails, like you see in the trailers, that'd be very hard to do in, practically. So yeah, I get that CGI is the best way to go. But the CGI just looks so fake, and it takes away from the every man in a dire situation thing when the CGI just looks so oaky. The action is also fairly inconsistent just because he gets into a couple fist fights, and in one fist fight, it's like, well, I couldn't tell if the guy he was fighting was a trained martial artist, because he did a bunch of these boo, 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 real quick moves, and then it was like he didn't know what he was supposed to do. It's like if you're doing a fight between two guys who are just, an old cop who's rusty and used to know self-defense but now doesn't, and some dude who's just, off the street, okay, that might be interesting. But it kept switching back and forth. It couldn't quite make up its mind. Seriously, I'm racking my brain here trying to think of what else I could possibly say about this movie. The only part of this movie I really liked, I thought was really well done, is they have a Spartacus moment where the bad person, I won't say guy or gal, but the bad person finally catches up to Liam Neeson, and they demand to know, I slipped up there, they demand to know where is, they kept calling the person looking for Prim. They kept going, where's Prim? Where's Prim? The name of the movie should have been Looking for Prim. And Prim, again, I won't say who it is, stands up and goes, it's me, don't hurt anybody, it's me. And then all the other passengers get up and do an I am Spartacus moment. No, I'm Prim. No, I'm Prim. No, I'm Prim. And it's so hokey. And you're thinking, oh my God, really? And then they save it because the cowardly conductor, people on the ground, is like, I'm not Prim, by the way. And it's like, I was like, all right, that's genuinely funny. Liam Neeson's serviceable in it. The rest of the cast are all decent. If they're not playing stereotypes or caricatures, there's, God, I want to say more. I'm usually good at this, but there's nothing to say. Nothing. There's nothing to get into. If you've seen Taken, or you've seen that one, I forget what was it called, Non-Stop, or he's on the airplane. It's basically non-stop on a train. That's it. Now he has to do one in a car, and he's done planes, trains, and automobiles. Which would be the only reason to do it. It's not bad. It's serviceable. It's a good night out. I don't feel like my intelligence was insulted by watching it, but I also don't feel like I got anything out of it. It's a movie, like, literally, it's only been a couple minutes from getting from the theater into the car, cleaning the snow off the car, and driving, and I've forgotten just so many major plot points. It wants to be Hitchcock, but it's just not Hitchcock. In all these films that try to be Hitchcock, because they're trying to be action movies on a budget. The best one I ever saw was a couple years ago, and people are going to laugh. And directed by Joel Schumacher. Everybody hates Joel Schumacher. I have no problem with Joel Schumacher. But directed by Joel Schumacher, called Phone Booth, where the guy is being held, by a sniper in a phone booth. That's pretty suspenseful. That's Hitchcockian. This one, it aims to be somewhere between Hitchcock and Taken, because that's what Liam Neeson does now. Which, in a way, I guess it's good for him. I can't imagine these movies are that strenuous. He's getting up there. He says he's 60 in this movie, which he doesn't look it. But it's one of those things where you're like, Liam Neeson, you're better than this. You can do better movies. But I guess if you found a niche and you're getting paid and you're making bank, whatever. So yeah, this one's short. I don't think anyone's going to object to that, but honestly, there's not much to say. I can't think of anything. I can't think of anything to get into with it. So, ending this one a little early. So, thanks for watching. Weather outside is frightful, so if you're like me and you're off, please be safe out there. And once again, drive safe, and I'll see you at the movies.